Outside the Beltway with John Fredericks. Talking to Americans outside of Washington. In the heartland. In our cities. And in our communities. About what matters to them. Outside the Beltway with John Fredericks starts now.
Let's get to Dan Oxner, KNSI. Dan, are you there? Can you join us?
Reporting as present, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, Dan Oxner, the Ox. Look, Dan, I really enjoyed our time together in Iowa. Was that a blast or what?
As weird as it sounds, we had a great time in Iowa. It's been known to happen from time to time. But yeah, it was really cool meeting the Iowans and getting to know some of the folks. You know, the best thing about it, John, besides the fact that I got to get out of sub-zero weather and actually enjoyed like 60s in Des Moines, was the fact that every time, and you too probably, every time I'm in Iowa for broadcasting, it's caucus time. Well, everybody's, they're taxed. I mean, the world is paying attention to Iowa. We had all the time in the world. The Iowa chairman, right? The GOP chairman, the national committeemen, the local representatives, senators, guys running for office, etc. That was the best part. Just totally relaxed Iowans, basically giving us the lay of the land and how they're feeling right now. So mission accomplished, and made a lot of great new friends that will carry over certainly into the caucuses in 2 years, etc. Found a couple good restaurants, maybe a drink or two here and there. Worked out.
I never really thought of it that way, but it was fascinating to have the more relaxed atmosphere than you and I have had over time, obviously, when we go there and it's right up against the caucuses. So it was a lot more fun being able to do it this way, no doubt about it. Dan Oxner with us. Dan, I was at the White House yesterday, got to ask a question in the press briefing, and the economic news coming out of the government is phenomenal. And the way Levitt laid it out yesterday was stunning. I mean, the progress that is being made, people just don't realize it. A lot of my callers are saying, look, I'm not feeling it. I don't feel it. Promises made, promises kept, but I'm still struggling. I'm still having a hard time putting food on the table. I didn't get a raise. I'm not seeing it. MAGA's not seeing it. But I don't know, when you run through these numbers, Dan, and you look at the jobs created and wages are going up and inflation is tamed and gas prices are down and housing is down, cost of a house is down 15,000, rents are down. I mean, eventually, doesn't this have to catch up with the, working class MAGA voter eventually? Or is there something here that I'm missing, Dan?
Yeah, and I tend to feel that way. I fall into that trap as well. Yet when I look at this year compared to last year and the year before, I'm way better off. I don't feel like I am, but I am. It's almost like we've been conditioned to be this way, right? Through COVID, we're just conditioned to see everything so miserable, and we're afraid of the future because we don't know when the next, pandemic is coming, or we don't know when the next whatever's coming. It's almost as though it's our fear more than our actual statement of position. I would put it to somebody who's saying that, if you do an annual statement of position, maybe it's just your taxes, whatever it is, look at it from last year. I think you start putting it down on paper, I think the average person would be surprised actually how much better off they are, but they're not allowed to enjoy it because the media won't let it happen. They're pounding away on us to try to make us feel miserable about the guy in the White House. But at the same time, we don't know what next year is going to be. I think you have the midterms hanging over a lot of people's heads. I think people are scared about that, to see this whole thing reverse. But as we've said, John, probably for the past 6 months or so with this same sentiment, people are starting to file their taxes. I haven't done mine yet. When I file my taxes, I'll report back. I think a lot of people, when they file their taxes this year, they'll feel a lot better about things. And I think that's coming. We're basically in that season right now. So let's give it a month or two, and then we'll see how people are feeling. But I'm with the people you're talking to, John. I agree. Am I any closer to buying vacation property or a new living room full of furniture, right? Whatever. It's like, well, I probably could actually, but I feel like I can't because I'm afraid of the future.
Boy, that's very well put, Dan. And I think you're right. I think we've been conditioned that things are bad. And the mainstream media, the legacy fake news media, is really winning this war right now.
Yeah.
You know, you and I have been in the media business for a very long time. Between the two of us, don't even want to add the years up. But I've never seen it. I didn't see it like this in 2016.
Yeah.
A little bit, you know, it was kind of like COVID, but this is the worst I've ever seen it. I mean, every single story that they put out, and they're overwhelming us. They're overwhelming us. I mean, I thought going into after the Trump win in 2040, going into 26, I'm like, you know, finally conservative media has a little bit of a foothold, right? And we've got enough networks now, Newsmax, and, you know, I don't think much of Fox, but they're still there. They're still, you know, somewhat conservative. We've got a lot of other people, other ways to get news. You got my show, you got Ox's show, you got a lot of others. Like we're making inroads now. You know, we got the Washington Examiner and things of that, Daily Caller, right? But it's just not. We're getting pummeled. It's almost like 90-10. I mean, it's a whitewash, and they're so overwhelming. Every single story is negative. CNN, every network, it's all negative. And I think that's what people see, Dan.
It's really bad in Minnesota with the whole ICE thing. I got to tell you, the whole ICE thing has made anti-Republicans out of independents. It's not turning them into Democrats, but anybody who's got even kind of an independent, middle-of-the-road type feeling is now anti-Republican because of the media coverage and the protesters and what happened with the ICE situation here in Minnesota. So it's really bad here. I've seen some people that I would have considered, you know, allies politically go south. And they're you know, like, you're not allowed to even cover for ICE. You're not even allowed to say, well, 200, 300, 400 rapists and murderers were arrested, you know, and all that. Doesn't matter to them, right? Don't care. And the protesters will tell you that. And now a lot of just normal people will tell you that. I mean, I'm seeing a rift in areas that I've never seen a rift before. And it's due to, of course, the media coverage, like you say, John. And yeah, I'm feeling it. It's oppressive, isn't it? The devil is at work. We are being oppressed by darkness. Make no mistake about it. We're being attacked, and we just have to stay true to the faith. You know, believe in Jesus Christ, pray to Him, and understand that all will be well eventually. Hopefully, in time for the midterms.
Well, I think you nailed it, Dan. That's about all we can do. But you and I got to keep fighting, and we got to go on another bus tour, because I'm telling you, just to go out there and talk to people in Iowa, in the middle of the country, you get a very different perspective than you get here in Washington, D.C., or even where you are, just, you know, not that far from Minneapolis. So, Dan, good to have you. Ox, how do people follow you?
At Hot Talk with Ox, or my home station, KNSIradio.com.
Ox, good to have you with us.